Namaste, Benjamin.
Namaste.
Okay, Benjamin Parret, and heartily welcome to Nepal. I'm really happy to have conversation on some of the global issues like sustainability, nature conservation, and your campaign, Tree on the Way. And you are a world-class cyclist also, and passionate cyclist. And I would like to know how you first became motivated to travel Nepal.
So first of all, thank you for welcoming me and thank you for the invitation. So the idea came from like 10 years ago. I was traveling in Australia and I met a guy who was cycling around Australia and around New Zealand. So it became like a kind of a dream to cycle the world, you know. And I was very involved into sustainability for like many years. And when I was working for Tesla before, I was working for Tesla, you know, electric cars.
Oh, I see.
I was wondering what does sustainable development means. So, and I was researching about sustainable development, how you can, as a business, being financially viable, but also how you can be sustainable. So I do a lot of research, and I wanted to meet entrepreneurs around the world, like social entrepreneurs who managed to combine both. And cycling was a way to meet these people. So it was a combination of both projects. Cycling the world and meeting social entrepreneurs to write a book. And that was like the birth of the project.
I see.
And so it came 1 year from France to Nepal, and now I'm in Nepal with my bicycle.
Oh, so nice. So wonderful.
Yeah,
really, I'm happy to know all the things. And today you are at a school, all right? And school, colleges, and they are the major change makers, not only in the field of ecology, conservation, and how to overcome such anthropogenic hazards. It means what are some of the natural disasters, okay, triggered by all the people activities, okay? And such, what are the possible campaigns inside school and colleges we can manage, as our school philosophy also is related to preservation and conservation of the nature and cultural heritages, and we have the grand mission with this philosophy. So what can be possible way outs to the modern 21st century problems related to nature, culture, people, lifestyle, so many anthropogenic hazards? Do you have any idea to share with other students and
to motivate the students, you mean?
I mean, all the students and the community, and related to such things, do you have any special ideas for the nature and this culture?
Yeah, for sure. First, I think the first step is trying to understand what are the problems. Because sometimes when you don't know the problems, how you can try to find solutions, you know? So I think all the students nowadays should know about the Sustainable Development Goals. They should know about the donut economics. This is what I am also promoting. Like having a very good knowledge of what are the problems, what are the causes of these problems, and what are the consequences. When you know all that, for example, climate change, you know, a lot of people they have a vague idea about what is climate change, you know, but climate change is very real on the field already. You know, we have some the temperature is warming, is going up, is increasing. So the first step for me is to understand all the problems or the consequences and the causes. And when you have you understand everything, after you get inspired by some people, and when you get inspired, you have also a way to inform yourself, and after you can act. It's like, for me, like different steps. First you get inspired, after you have information, and after you can act. And because it's really hard to act without information. So all the students should know about climate change, about biodiversity loss, about freshwater use, about ocean acidification, about layer ozone,
stratosphere and all this.
AC, for example, it's using like a lot of gas called HFC, and it's very not good for global warming. Exactly, so all these kind of students should know about it, and after the next step, it's education. Education for me is the first step, and after it could be laws and government rules, you know. When you have rules, then if you combine rules and education, for me that's the best, because that's a very quick action that you can take. For example, tomorrow, if throwing a paper or throwing a plastic on the street, you have a fine of, I don't know, $1,000. people will stop doing it.
Yeah.
But if you also know that throwing plastic is not good,
Yeah.
so you won't do it. So for me that's a good combination. So all the students should know about it, and after going outside, having a connection with nature,
Yeah.
that will help them to understand that we are all connected. Like home in yoga, the home.
Yes.
We are connecting to the universe. We are interconnected.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing something bad, you will feel it as well. So that's
Sure.
that's just for me. That's common sense.
Okay, I'm sorry. And during your big this campaign, Trees on the Way, all right? And special campaign, Trees on the Way.
Yeah.
And how you designed this concept for this campaign?
Yeah.
And
So it was 3 pillars. The first one, I wanted to cycle, because cycling is the best way to transport yourself without carbon emission. Everybody should cycle. I mean, if it's too hard for you, you can have electric bicycle. But we should remove cars as much as we can. We should keep cars only if it's really necessary. For people who are maybe have health issues, or hospital, or to carry some stuff. But we should reduce the number of cars. Even though I love cars, I was into the car industry for a long time. So for the first pillar of the project is to show that you can do a long distance only with a bicycle. I came from France only with a bicycle. So you can leave your home with bicycle, and you can travel to many countries.
yes.
Second pillar is meeting social entrepreneurs. I believe in entrepreneurship to change a society.
Yeah.
Because entrepreneurship, it's a very fast, powerful, financially independent way of transforming things.
I see.
It starts only with an idea. Tomorrow you have an idea, I don't know, to create plastic bags with something organic. You can implement that and change very quickly a system. So that's the second pillar, is I'm meeting social entrepreneurs along the way, and in order to write a book to inspire other entrepreneurs. And the third pillar is because I want to have a positive impact, but also having a regenerative impact beyond the neutrality.
I see.
I try to plant trees the more I'm cycling. So the number of kilometers I do by bicycle, it will be converted into a number of trees at the end of the project. So it's like a combination of 3 things. So cycling, meeting entrepreneurs, and planting trees.
I see. So wonderful. And another quite important thing, and for example, the ecology, and these days, even naturalists and all this, they are using the term cultural ecology. For example, the subject matter of sustainable development goals and 21st century development, how it incorporates, and how religious belief, it means cultural traditions, traditional skills and knowledges. I mean, for example, the Hinduism in our culture, Hindu culture, and 5 elements. It means sky, space, the air, the water, the land, and the fire. These all are the combination of the power to preserve one of the extraordinary power beneficial for all the creatures of the universe. People, physicists, they are talking about multiverse. For example, just before sometimes we are talking about Masio Kaku, the future of mind, how people they meet. There are many things associated with nature, culture, universe, multiverse. And do you have any idea to share about the connection, interconnection, culture, interculture, cosmopolitan feeling, all brotherhood among we all as a common, as a human being to do entire this world across this entire world? Do you have any idea?
After spending 7 months in India, I spent 7 months in India, and
7 months.
7 months.
Which place?
All around India. I spent everything. I went to communities. I met a lot of people. In temples, I spent some time in temples. For me, relationship with nature is above everything, because religion, sometimes it's only ceremony and stuff like that, but there are a lot of contrast.
I see.
It's very paradoxal, because in a way, as you said with Hinduism, you want to protect nature, but in the other way, you created a lot of garbages, a lot of plastic for the ceremony, and I saw the Ganga full of plastic, full of garbages, because of the ceremony of the religion. So in a way, you want to protect nature, but you are destroying the nature with all the ceremony.
Yes, sure.
So for me, it was a huge gap of what you promote as values and the reality.
Yes.
Because the reality, I saw it from my eyes. It's not into a reel on Instagram or whatever. I saw it on my eyes, and I saw so much pollution. Even the milk, for example, you throw the milk for ceremony with Hinduism, you know. But all the plastic milk is thrown. Some people, they don't have even food to eat, and you throw milk like that. For me, it was like, I don't understand, you know. I don't understand. I really respect in my deeply soul religion, of course, but I don't understand. If you want to be very aligned with the religion, with the principles of Hinduism, you should avoid plastic pollution.
Yes, sure.
You should protect nature. You should crave for nature. Nature, we are made of nature.
Yes, sure.
There is no, for me, ecology is not something.
Yes.
Ecology is everything. It's like inside us, but outside, everything is ecology.
Yes.
So if you start thinking about putting ecology as a separate topic, you are totally wrong.
No.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why now I'm more into energy, into universe, into creation, but not into religion, because the relationship with nature is amazing.
I see. I just wanted to connect as SDGs and the religion and theology.
Yeah.
Theology and religious belief. The religion as a science, some of the people, they have interpreted religion as a social science in a nice way. But the practice actually, practice such malpractices across the world in any religion, okay? And maybe they forgot all the ways of their actual theological belief, because they all are the foundation for even modern physics and others, many things, okay?
I think you put it already things in box when you think about, sometimes with religion can happen, but sometimes people, they are too narrow-minded. And that's a problem. It could be a problem with religion. Like you think too narrow-minded and you forget the bigger picture.
Yes.
And you forget just like the genuine, authentic relationship with nature. When, for example, you go for trekking, there is no ceremony, nothing. You have the mountains in front of you, or a lake, or whatever. You feel the connection without any ceremony.
Yes.
This is for me like the stronger connection you can have.
Yes, sure. Many people, they are quite well aware of their natural and existential intelligence.
Yeah.
And they have already developed. Many people, maybe they lack such skills, and sometimes they leave everything around. So how your like natural and existential intelligence of the human being, it means our behavior, our practice, okay? So eco-friendly behavior and anti-environmental behavior. And how do they affect modern financial market, economy, prosperity, and such school and college practices? And do you have any on it?
The old philosopher from antiquity, like from very, very long time, they always say, if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself first. And now, after visiting so many entrepreneurs, I realize that a good organization starts with a good founder, a good entrepreneur. If the entrepreneur got nice values, the organization will have nice values, you know? And I think it's a mistake to think about changing the organization and trying to, but first you have to change the founder, you know, like the founder has to be aligned with the values he wants to promote. And that's a very tricky path, very hard path to change ourselves. It's really hard. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifice. And so I really believe that if you want to change the economy, if you want to change everything, first change ourselves, spending more time in nature, sharing love with others,
be the change, like
compassion with animals. And this is what I realized. If you feel this connection, it takes some time for people to feel this connection with animals. We were cycling to come here with my friend. I saw a lady throwing a stone to a cow. Because a cow, when she doesn't produce milk anymore, it's not useful anymore.
Oh, I
So
see.
she was throwing cow to make her live a place. Why? Why? I mean, a cow got a conscience. A cow has feelings. A cow got everything, you know. And so, for me, economy is just like a prolongation of ourselves. Economy is like how we can live together, exchange items or goods, you know, demand and offer. But it has to be with compassion, with love, with respect, with everything. Nowadays, it's like it went very, very selfish economy, you know.
How schools and universities, they can work a lot for such traditional skills and indigenous knowledges quite okay.
Can you imagine the power of school? School is the first step. It's so powerful, the school. You have a chance to be at the bottom of the human being. If you teach them and you educate them with respect, compassion, love, and everything, you will make great human beings, and the society will be different. I was so happy when I crossed India and Nepal border, because I saw that you were very friend with Nepal and India, and the world should be like that, you know. Like it's so inspiring to see
sort of
countries, brothers. It's not because you are Nepalese and the guy is Indian or is Pakistanis or whatever. We are all connected to the planet. There is no border. When a bird is crossing Pakistan, he doesn't know that it's India or Pakistan, you know. He's just crossing a border. It's mountains for him. Human beings should work like that. Of course, we have differences,
of course.
but we should respect. And that's when you travel, you feel like connected to something bigger.
Yeah, sure. Such global agendas of this on nature conservation, for example, United Nations organizations, many organizations working on environmental issues and others, many UNESCO and other natural cultural heritage. I mean the national parks too, and some of the heritage sites related to archaeology, history, culture. If each of us, they want to make such thing quite long living and the world the wonderful, and it would be really better. Really big appreciation for your such wonderful ideas. And another thing, I would be grateful if I know, and what are the actual such eco-DRR and such disaster risk reduction, disaster resiliencies around France and alpine mountains? Are there some sort of geohazard landslides, avalanches, and drought, and little glacier and other lake, such environmental?
We have a glacier. We have a glacier, you know, in the Alps, and it's already melting. Everything is melting. All the glaciers pretty much are melting right now. But I want just to say something about what you said about UNESCO globalization. Globalization is
I mean, for example, regarding natural and cultural heritages, United Nations is working worldwide. UNESCO is working for some of heritage sites like archaeology, history, culture, and like that. And another environmental such organization, they are working for such nature conservation.
That's
how, I mean, are there some sort of special works around France going on to get
for sure
recovery from geohazards?
Of course, but I truly believe that globalization is really good for, I would say, putting the rules together or discussing about, but I think it starts locally, because globalization can be also very dangerous because it can erase our identity as a local community. I think it starts by local community first, and after we can agree on but if local communities are protecting nature around themselves, they know better than anyone what is around here, right? And for UNESCO and everything, of course, France is acting hard on it. You know, maybe the COP21 in Paris in 2015 with Paris Agreement about 1.5 degree temperature increase. That was a very important agreement for all over the world, right? Even though it's hard to respect this this principle of 1.5 degree, we are already above that. So I truly believe like we can do something global, but we have to work as a local communities. nothing is like there is no perfection. There is no black and white. You know, everything is is gray. That's my what I believe.
Yes.
So we are doing a lot of things with UNESCO. UNESCO is working hard on it, and they also want to protect the plastic pollution on every site. So they do a lot of work, but it starts with local communities.
Okay, our school philosophy, and it's directly associated with this nature and culture, for the conservation and preservation of the nature and culture. And we have the clear belief, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. It means all the people across the world, all the creatures across the world, may peace prevail in the world. May peace and harmony prevail in the world.
Yeah.
And we human beings living around Nepal, we have such belief.
Yeah.
And in 21st century, and mountain people, okay, and the people around lowland terrain plains like this, people around so many river valleys, they have suffering from so many problems like drought, okay, not pattern rain. So difficult moments around their settlement, agriculture, hunger, many parts because of this
Climate
one
change.
little production, many effects of climate change. For example, some of the areas, rain shadow areas, they are facing big rain these days. Their settlement, their design of houses, everything is going to be big problem. Are there some sort of global practice possible in coming centuries, coming decades, if somebody they practice a lot regarding such issues to work for all the people and their happiness?
Yeah, I've been to Rajasthan. It's very dry over there, you know, Rajasthan, West India, and I saw communities suffering a lot with water. We have 9 planetary boundaries, right? We have nine planetary boundaries. First is climate change. After we have biodiversity loss. We have fresh water use. We have problem of phosphor and azote with pesticides. We have so many issues. That's why the first step is to understand these issues, to be informed about these issues, and after it's hard to resolve it because it takes a lot of you can't resolve everything by yourself. I mean, it's not these people they won't like resolve everything because are like macro effect, which is quite hard to work on it. Like climate change is not like we do just one thing and boom, it will disappear. The whole global temperature is warming, you know?
Yeah.
So we have things to do at our levels, but things to do at government level and companies level. So it's like a mix of everything. All energies are combining to create a solution. It's not only these people. So, and unfortunately, right now we are seeing people leaving their place because of climate change. We call it climate refugees.
Oh, yes.
It's already happening.
Yes, yes.
You know, there's a flood in Pakistan last year. It was terrible also. Like,
Climate refugees.
Climate refugees is already happening. And the climate change is already like very, very rising more and more and more and more. And if we go over 2 degrees, it will be like a world impossible to live. Even if the humanity disappear,
yes,
the climate will continue to rise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we should take very strict actions right now, today,
Yes.
to have maybe a solution. But it's a very, for me now, it's a very philosophical topic.
Yeah.
Because we don't have every solutions. We can do our best today.
Sure.
And we hope
For the change be the change, like you already expressed your feeling.
Because I think everybody should involve into it. Because it's a common issue, you know.
Actually, Benjamin, at the moment of involvement, mass involvement in this campaign, like you and other climate campaigns, okay? And what should be the distinction between this one, the humanitarian efforts for common best of the people of this beautiful planet, and the business effort, and the humanitarian effort? And what should be the distinction?
I would say like a lot of people talk about climate change, but they work for an organization which is totally creating the problem. So it's like as I was a French guy saying like,
I see.
if you want to work for climate change, but you go by bicycle to work for Monsanto, you know Monsanto? But you go by bicycle, you think you will change the world. No, because your life energy, if you put your life energy towards something which is creating the problems, but you have a very sustainable life outside of your work, but it's not good, you know, because your full life energy, when you wake up in the morning, should be towards one of the goals of sustainable development goals, you know? You know what I mean? So everybody should work towards one of these goals. The problem nowadays is like sometimes people saying, oh yeah, but if I do that, I won't have enough money for my family, for everything. And I think we have jobs for everybody if we change the whole economy, you know? Instead of doing permaculture, for example. If everybody is doing permaculture, everybody is being... I mean, it's like a whole switch of economy, you know? It's like you ask yourself first, if my job is towards one of the goals, yes or no. If it's no, then you change jobs. You create another job. It's hard, but... But it will be with the help of government.
I see.
1% of the richest people got 50% of the wealth worldwide. 1% got 50%. You know, it's like there are more and more poor people. The gap between rich and poor is increasing every year.
Yes.
We should completely rethink how our economy model, being regenerative, being distributive, being collaborative. You know, it's like a whole switch. We have to forget what we know about economy. We invent a new model. This is how we should work.
You're showing me your particular model so beautiful, and I snapshot and this photograph also. And from this one question and little query. Oh, you have this also.
I have it already.
And sustainability issues. I mean the real life situation and the context of the sustainability issues in Europe.
This one.
I mean France and developing countries like, for example, India. You travel some of the places. How sustainability, context of the sustainability.
Oh, it's terrible.
They differ in France, Europe, and Indian subcontinent. Like, and you travel Sri Lanka also, India also, Pakistan. You traveling. Just now you began to travel Nepal. Again, you will see life across mountain. And what are the differences? Can you point out some of the differences?
It's hard because. You want to see?
Just now, please go and sit. And here I'm sitting here, and later on you can interpret with this one.
Okay.
This also.
I saw a lot of education issues. Of course, for me it's easy because I come from a country which is like I would say like educated, and people are educated. But I met people who didn't know how to write, how to read. They were thinking that when I throw plastic, it would go to the soil and it would be like regenerative for the soil. You know, I had a discussion with some farmers. They were thinking that by throwing plastic, it will go to the soil and make the soil better.
Yes.
Can you imagine how far we are from our understandings?
My God. And some things also. Where did you get such realities? Which place?
All over India, you know, and also because there are many reasons. Like some people that their life is already very hard. So thinking about sustainability, it's one more thing to think about, you know. So they just throw plastic. They don't want to have any issue. There is no way to segregate the waste. So you know, all India they are burning plastic on the street. Even Nepal, I guess.
Yeah, sure. So many places and many places. You will see many places plastic burning. They are so hazardous.
And for me, that's also a problem because before they were eating with banana leaves. You know, like when they were eating, for example, thali, it was in a banana leaf. Now it's into plastic stuff. You know, so like mondialization, globalization created a lot of problems.
I see.
Capitalism. With the bad side of capitalism, there are also positive sides, but some of them. But the bad side of capitalism.
Okay, Benjamin, we're talking about some of the such issues people have it across the world regarding some of such behavior regarding plastic burning and throwing incinerator and other how they are using.
Yeah.
For example, people they just think that okay, if people they burn plastic, gone away, nothing. But they change themselves into gases, and how insects, how biodiversity, how trees, they are affected so badly.
And can you imagine?
How can we make people aware of such thing a little bit sooner in an accelerated way? Do you have any idea?
Education. One word. One word. Education. That's why what you are doing with kids, it's so powerful. Education is everything. If you understand that burning plastic is not good, if you understand that throwing plastic into the nature is not good, then you won't do it. It's as simple as that, you know. But it has to be also government has to make campaign and have to put rules in place. If you have a big fine, if you throw plastic, a big fine, then you will think twice before throwing something, right? And also it goes with segregating the plastic, segregating the waste. But first place, you shouldn't use plastic. For example, plastic bottle, you know. If you have just your bottle and you fill it with filtered water, you don't use plastic anymore. So it's all these kind of things. But it's hard when you don't have money. It's hard when you are the system. So that's why there are like some systemic issues, but also some individual awareness. And it has to be combined. So the government has a huge role to play. We have a huge role to play. Companies have a huge role to play, and all together we create solutions.
Yes. And municipal waste, you know, just prevalent waste around this municipal waste, and the waste material around national parks, good forests, Himalayas, and what type of waste they are more threatening and dangerous? Municipal waste more, or such waste around such national parks, conservation area, and more threatening to people and mostly hazardous?
Hazardous is like batteries of smartphones. That's terrible. It's it's very very bad. For example, if you put your smartphone, I saw a smartphone on the side of the road. Smartphones, you know, old smartphones with like lithium batteries. When it goes into the soil, it's full of mercury, full of rare materials. It's terrible.
Oh, you've been such thing. Just one example. We are talking about battery. If similar things, if they are in around naturally beautiful, pristine places, they are really so hazardous for all the animals, endangered species.
They contaminate the soil. So, and when the soil is contaminated, after it goes to the water, 80% of the pollution of the sea, it's on land. We have to work inland first before working in the sea. You know what I mean? 80% of the plastic pollution is in the land. So we need to stop throwing plastic garbages. One thing I also notice is like the cows, for example. You know, like you talked about religion. We protect the cows in the Hindu religion, but the cows in the street, they are eating 35 to 40 kilograms of plastic inside their bellies. They are dying with plastic. I saw many cows in Chennai full of plastic, like eating plastic bags. It's like, I was shocked. So, you know about Himalaya, Everest, because you are in Nepal. So Everest is like such a sacred mountain for you. But have you seen the Everest base camp?
Yes, sure.
We all know about
frequently, I have been to their big amount of garbage, even Everest cleaning campaign, working so many friends and our gurus, and you know, and so big problem, big solution for those.
Big problem. I even saw like some garbages coming from the hospital. I saw a landfill full of needles, you know, like needles for a hospital, thrown in the landfill. But it's very dangerous because it's full of disease, you know, and it goes to the soil, it goes to the water. And after you drink this water, you know what I mean? So it's like, for me, there are many alternatives to plastic, many alternatives to garbages. I know it's hard. Even myself, sometimes I'm struggling to not using plastic bags. But we have many alternatives, and government will help us by putting a lot of fines, changing the whole. It's a whole switch. It's coming back in what our grandparents were doing, because our grandparents were not using so much plastic. You know?
Sure.
So I think we can pick some very good things from them, and we can apply them to nowadays. You know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, eco-friendly lifestyle. It means sustainable lifestyle.
Zero waste lifestyle. thinking twice before buying something. Do I really need that?
waste.
Do I really need that? For example, like fast fashion.
Yes.
I had only one t-shirt, three t-shirts, for example. It's okay, I mean, of course, you can buy second-hand, but what's the point to buy new things every day? Because you will be happy maybe 15 minutes and after.
Yes.
So it's a whole thinking differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have enough clothes for many generations. You know that there are more like 1 billion of clothes already. Everybody can be. We don't need new clothes.
Okay, Benjamin, and thank you very much. It's a really wonderful conversation with you. These are not the issues, possible to discuss within shorter frame of time, of time.
Yeah.
Okay, and it need really long time. Okay.
It's a big topic.
Serious issues associated with human being, philanthropy, anthropology, human psychology, environment science,
Regenerative.
science and technology, many our traditions, lifestyle, arts of living, business. Okay, so many things together. Let's stop this conversation now, and I would be grateful if you know a little about your plan to this wonderful country and wonderland of the world, Nepal. 870 kilometer long mountain series, so many beautiful labs. What's your actual plan around Nepal and in coming days? And do you have any idea?
Yeah, for sure. I will go to Pokhara and after Kathmandu, and I would like to meet two entrepreneurs and one community.
Cycling up to Pokhara?
Cycling, I will try to cycle. It depends on the weather because it's really, really hot.
My suggestion, during your journey around national park, it's better to avoid national parks because Bengal tiger and others also sometimes at night or daytime also they come around the road. And so it's better, but you are already adventurer, you have to spend lots of time in Australia with crocodile, snake and such wild animals and other type of fierce animals, so you have experience.
But I'm
as a friend, my suggestion, and so because I faced many problem around Himalayas, lowland terrain, because here corridor, some of the biological corridor. For example, if you will go to Pokhara from here, one biggest biological corridor is this Khada corridor, and it's around Karnali River Basin and Indian Dudwar National Park, Katarnia Ghat National Park, and it connects, and Baken National Park, another corridor there around. After that, Narani around, Chitona around, also that's another biological corridor up to Himalayan lowland and other places. So if you will be well aware of many things, you can be so happy traveling alone. Wish you all the best and grand travel in Nepal. Always heartily invitation to this sacred place, Chaitanya Pathashala.
Thank you very much.
This is one of the grand mission for transformation, this entire world, transforming natural and cultural heritages and preserving and conserving and such natural and cultural heritages we are working for. And so nice to meet you.
Yeah,
do you have final words to speak something about Nepal and you or your friend now?
Yeah, the first days were amazing. On the street, a lot of people were supporting me, like saying hi, like that. Very, very great welcome. I'm very happy to be here, and you have a great role to play with the school. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very grateful for that.
Thank you. The oldest book we stay at home reads single page, Saint Augustine. He told 2nd, 3rd, 4th century, I don't reminisce. And he told the oldest book. So some of the admin issues and some of the immigration and other little bit problems, sometimes it happens across many parts of the world. If we are honest, if we have all the document and everything nice, no problem.
No problem.
Nepalese people extraordinarily hospitable. We think they are God. And wish you sweetest travel, sweetest moment around Wonderland, Nepal. Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
Thank you.